Year. Welcome to Inform Collective. This is our match week review. This week we will be discussing match weeks 19 and 20, maybe 18 as well. But obviously, with all the breaking news, we have to touch on, RIP Maresca, RIP Amorim, tip our hats to fallen soldiers of the Premier League. And yeah, let's get into it. Who wants to start? I feel like Chelsea has to start just because this
Yeah, no,
is
take it. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I feel
I
like
mean, we kind of all saw Emram. Like the writing was on the wall there, but
yeah,
Maresca, like you were the only person up here who didn't really want his manager to leave. So tell me how you're feeling.
Yeah. Excuse me. It's been a while, so happy New Year to everybody out there. I want to start off saying that to the boys and to everybody watching. I've been out for a little bit visiting family and whatnot, and during that time period, it's been tough. It's been tough. We lost. What did we lose to right at Unboxing Day? Can't remember right now off the top of my head. But then just back to back draws against teams that, well, I guess at
Villa.
the
Sorry.
city, yeah, against Villa, yeah, that's who we lost to, and then a draw to Bournemouth, and then a draw this week in the city. It's been frustrating, frustrating because of the way that we've been playing. I want to say that it's 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 frustrating when you think about it in ways like if you have Pedro Neto and you have Garnacho on the field at the same time, they're both just pacey wingers, right? So to have them, it's not really causing any bit of a difference. Then you have somebody like João Pedro who was playing up top against City and was basically just playing like center mid instead of striker. So there's just frustrating plays within the game. But of course, these are not. These don't necessarily make it seem like it's a Maresca problem, but I think when he came out and he said that these have been the toughest 48 hours for me, and then he got a new agent and all these different things kind of led up to him not actually vibing well with the club. He also didn't have like stop wearing like the Chelsea gear on the sidelines and stuff that people were picking up on. So I guess you could say that there was some hints that was going to happen, but I did not want him to get sacked. I think it was quite surprising, and now we're gonna kind of restart all this with a new young manager that is managing at our sister club, and it's just gonna be like a ring around the rosy. Unfortunately, I don't think that it's gonna inspire better coaches to come to Chelsea or inspire better players to come to Chelsea. It's always just gonna have to be these young players. But
Do you think his links with City is what sparked this entire controversy?
I think that he probably does have an eye out on the city job. He just probably wasn't, in my opinion, he wasn't feeling happy. At Chelsea, like the way that from what I read about what's going on at Chelsea, it's like very much like micromanagement. Big Dada Bali, the primary owner, is talking to the team and or the coach. I don't want to say after every game, but after a lot of different games. Sometimes he's in the locker room and so on. He has a direct influence on the sporting directors, and there's two of them, and they go on and pass down his beliefs and so on. So I just think that like that micromanagement is what's killing them killing Maresca. I also think that they separated the medical from the coach. That's what I was reading. Was that the medical staff had like more say on when players could play, how much they can play, more than the coach or more than Maresca, and he didn't like that. And obviously, it's done well for certain players. Like Reece James has been back for over a year. He got man of the match against Manchester City, if I'm not mistaken. So that was great. Obviously, Fofana has had a lot of injuries. He's also been kind of back, but yeah, I think he was just feeling undermined after winning and having a successful season. I think with that, he's like, all right, like let me see what options are out there. And he's got George Mendes, the super agent, as his new agent. So yeah, I'm sure they were like, yeah, like you could probably get the City job or Juventus job or some other type of job where you'll get a little bit more, leeway with what you can and can't do. But We'll see. I don't know. It's frustrating. It's frustrating because you don't. He didn't even say bye to the team. He just did.
Peaced out. Yeah, he was pissed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. There had to be real beef at the
It's the
club.
board. I feel like I see the same similarity with United
Yeah.
too. Like board is overtaking managerial responsibilities almost. Like
yeah,
that's why I have a sense of sympathy with Amarin, but we'll get into that. But I feel like I have a sympathy like for Maresca as well. I mean, he kind of just walked away, but I get why he did it. Like you just,
yeah.
when you're overlooked, when you got somebody looking over your shoulder, you're not really a manager, right? You're the head, you're a coach essentially. Like when you're being dictated, like what players you got to play, or like how to play, how to play the team and whatnot. So yeah,
Also,
it's
like
It's-
sympathy.
like Eggball's background is finance, right? Like he doesn't come from the football world. So I think Eggball, Wilcox, like
Yeah.
every club is kind of transitioning to that model where it's like director of football over coach. But I don't know, dude. I don't know if I agree with it to be, yeah, to agree with you guys.
yeah. I mean, Chelsea fans, home fans are planning a protest. I think it's before the Brentford game on the 17th. For like Blue Co, which is the holding company of Chelsea, and also for Egbali to to be out. I mean, before everybody was kind of like the whole structure needs to be out, but people, at least fans, have had a little bit more sympathy for Todd Bowley. And I think that, like, obviously he's not a football guy either, but he's a sports guy. And he's with the Dodgers. He has partial ownership in the Lakers. I know it's been a while since they've won, but they have won in recent years. So it's just like, people are frustrated with what's going on, because at the end of the day, it's like they parted ways. Um, I mean, Graham Potter, he should have been sacked, but they parted way with Tuchel because of the same thing. Pochettino came in. He ended up leaving after 1 year. It was, also somewhat like, on the same terms of like, yeah, like, this is like too much. Like, when he was finally frustrated and was like, I don't care, I'm going to do what he wants, he ended up winning like the last 4 or 5 games of the season. I just think that they try to, push this project onto the managers, and yeah, I don't know, the project. In theory, it's a great idea. Get young players, let them grow together, get them at a cheap. If they become good, keep them. If they're not so good, sell them for a little bit more than you brought them. But there's like no wiggle room, and that's gonna, I think, what's gonna end up causing the downfall of Chelsea if things don't get done properly. I think Cole Palmer will leave. Other good players, they'll leave. They'll understand that they're better than playing for. And this is not to shit on him. He hasn't even come in yet, but they will be thinking that they're better than Liam Rosina. You know what I mean? Like they're
Okay.
better than a coach like that. You know what I mean? And if things don't go well right away, then they're definitely going to believe that. Like this is like this is not what I signed up for. This is not the project that was whispered into my ear. So
So how much time do you think that Chelsea grant him? Just because I saw somewhere that he said, I want total control. I want a long 4-year project. I want time and all that stuff. So how long, if everything you're saying is true, how long do you think Chelsea sticks with him?
But I mean, like at the end of the day, it's like how long will he want to be in that environment? You know what I mean? And that's like why I brought it up. It's like, Tuchel is like, bro, like I'm not here to be doing all of it, like all this recruiting and this and that. Like I just want to coach. Like like they're giving him things that he didn't really ask for or want. Ended up leading to a bust up. He's gone. Obviously, Graham Potter should have just been sacked because he just wasn't good enough. Pochettino, he was not doing necessarily the best, but they obviously had, a difference of opinions on how things should have been done. And now the same thing with Maresca. So, like, two out of the three managers, I mean, three out of the four managers basically got fired because they didn't vibe well with the board. You know what I mean? So it's like, how long is it going to take for Racine not to vibe well with the board? So that's a little bit
And
up for debate.
So that's
I
so
think from like an outside perspective too, the thing that looks the most like worrying, and Potts, you let me know if like this is right or wrong, is like I feel like I've read some stuff that it sounds like there's like influence from like Bali and the board to play certain players to maintain their value from a financial status rather than from a sporting perspective. So then there's like, you've seen like Maresca was pressured to play certain players because they had purchased it, like Gittins and whatnot. And I feel like when you hear that stuff, and I don't know if it's true or not, but it's like if that's true, then it's like that's so damning from like the top down. I feel like it sends a message that like the goal is not sporting achievement but financial achievement, right? But I don't know if that's true or not. But I'd be curious what you've like seen on that.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no,
that's been their
I've seen the
motto. I
same
feel like.
thing. I've seen the same thing, and yeah, I mean, like, yeah, you mean, yeah, you don't want to hear that, and I think that's like somewhat why, like, Maresca came out and said what he said about like the past 48 hours. I think like that kind of gives truth to those statements. I don't know how deep it is or how truthful it is, but like we lost to Atalanta. He put. I mean, don't get me wrong. The way I thought that he managed that game was definitely not it. But he put Malo Gusto in like the number 10 position, and like I was saying when we after that game, we ended up having like four, outside backs on the field at one point in time. Um, fast forward to the game next, which I believe was against Everton, and he put Malo Gusto back in that 10 position, and he ended up scoring and having an assist, and then it's like he ends up saying all that stuff after all that. It's like I don't get no support here, like this, that, and the other. So it's like he does something that's like very questionable, right? And they're like, "Yo, what the hell are you doing? Like, I don't want you to play that player here. We got Bueno Note, we got all these other players, that you should be playing. Keep their value up, keep them this, that, and the other." Then he doubles down, does it again, and then we ended up getting a win for it, or one win in the past 7 games. So he then lashes out after that game. So I don't know. There's definitely some truth to it. I don't know how, like, who exactly it is if it's, about Igbali going directly to him, or if it's, Igbali through the sporting director saying that you have to do this and that. But yeah, no, I just think that that whole type of structure of, them taking such a hands-on approach is going to like stifle the club. And what we could have been building on and could have been doing, I think that's just going to end up, if things don't go right, that's going to be the reason why.
So
It's
where did
frustrating.
I mean? So I mean, what support did he not get? Right? Was it the center backs that he wanted in the summer?
I mean, I don't think like I don't think like for him it was not like okay, yeah, I think he could have got like a center back. I think that type of support, but it's more like the backing in public, like being like like feeling like
Not being
secure, yeah,
micromanaged.
like secure in your job, like not like right after the game, like you're there, like, hey, bro, like why are you doing this and that, and like what, like you, like we never talked about doing this and that. It's like, well, like I'm the one that's managing the team, like I'm the one that understands like these players and has these types of talks with him, and like I'm not out here also focusing on scouting and doing all these other stuff and getting a front of shirt sponsor like how you guys may or may not be doing. Like I'm just here on the team, and you're gonna come in here after the game and be like, "Yo, bro, like you did this, you did a terrible job," and like when he could have been like, "You did a terrible job in getting me Gins and Garnacho, like no, like out and out star winger." You know what I mean? You're forcing me to play them. You know what I mean? Like our best winger is an 18-year-old. You know what I mean? Like straight up. He's the best one. He's the most creative one, most consistent one. Obviously, Neto has a bunch of goals this season, but they're like basically all like one-time finishes of him, getting on the end of a cross. You know what
The
I mean?
Brennan Johnson effect.
Dude, but something about that, even like the whole like Igbali going into the dressing room after games. I don't know about you guys. Like, obviously, none of us are like professionals, so I'm not sure how often this happens. It's like something about that just rubs me weird. Like, you're a squad, you're a team, and then you got this like suit coming in being like, good job, guy. Like, there's a part of it where it's like, well, what are you doing here? Like,
It's
and again,
Marinakis all over
I don't
again,
know.
bro.
Just
Yeah,
about to say,
literally.
It's the
just
ego of Marinakis all over again.
And
yeah.
I might be talking on my ass. Maybe the Chelsea players love this dude, and they're like, "Oh yeah, Igbali's back." But I just feel like because
Mm,
it's not just Igbali. You've heard this, like you said, Marinakis. I feel like I've heard this with other clubs a ton, and it's like there's no way as a player you're like, "Oh great, here's my boss's boss's boss." That's
yeah,
just the
true.
person I wanted to see after a fucking loss. Like, you know what I
100.
mean? Like, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
if you go through Chelsea's like social media, like whether it's Instagram or Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, all the fans are saying, what's his name, Ben Gabi, out.
No,
Like they're all trying to
yeah,
Benghazi, whatever you want to call him, get him
Oh,
out.
wait, guys, isn't that?
Yeah, his name is Begdad Egbali. But
Call
yeah,
us a
nah,
nut.
they're like they don't. Nobody wants him in because he's the one. Like he's the one that wants it. Like he owns Clear Lake Capital, which owns like 65% of Chelsea, or whatever the percentage breakup is, right? So he's the like controlling owner, and that is a private equity fund basically where they just own like a bunch of shit. Like they own like mattress companies and like all other types of like stuff. So Chelsea just fits into that portfolio of stuff. So as Steve was saying, like he's kind of running it like a VC guy, bro, or like a PE guy. Like he's like having talks with like the CEO of Chelsea, like you know what I mean, like as if like you know, like yeah, as if Maresca's the CEO, if that makes sense. You know what I'm trying to say? So like he's coming in like the big investor that invested X amount of money into the company, and then all the time he's having the call with the CEO. But he's in this case it would be with the manager. Like, why'd you do this? Why aren't the numbers like this or that? It's like, bro, like this is not a mattress company where if we make X amount of product, for X amount of dollars, and we could do X thing. Like, no, like this is like a team, like a proper team with like a lot of fans and injuries and all this other types of stuff that's just way different. And um, yeah, I just think that he's tone deaf to that, and that's what's going to kill us because he wants to do this plan. When Todd Bowley, when they first came in, Todd Bowley was the sporting director, and yeah, he fucked up too. I'm not gonna say like he didn't, but like at least he tried in like a noble way to like get like big star names, and we got Koulibaly, and we got Raheem Sterling and others, and it didn't necessarily work out. And I get that, and I think there should have been a lot more like research onto which players and what was actually going to happen. But this whole like just youth, like no experience, is also going to kill us. If we go like there needs to be some type of like
And there's
get,
like an age quota too, right? You
yeah,
guys
you
have
gotta
like
be like
an
under
age quota.
25. You basically gotta have low
Yeah.
wages. Like even if you come in like for a decent amount of money, they'll still believe that they can flip you, or they'll make the money that's on the books through amortization. Like
Mad,
Oh,
bro.
that sounds crazy. Like,
Bro, it's like Teen
not even
Titans.
putting the pause effect
He
in.
said
I'm
teen.
just saying, no, no, no. But like that, like let's keep it like mature for a second, right? Like the fact
Correct.
that you're looking at these players as like product to flip instead of
Yeah.
like
what
someone to
Potential.
want to
it's
coach to attempt to make better. I mean,
well that no
whatever.
they are looking at it like that, but that's with the caveat. So it's like if I get a good Cole Palmer and a good Esteval and a Giovanni Quenda and and a Wesley Fofana and Colwell, like all these guys that are young and they're playing together from when they're 18 to 21 to 26 and 27, then yeah, you can have a fantastic thing. But if they don't do well, then we could sell them. So that's like that's a double-edged sword, and I think it's yeah, it sounds good, but like at the end of the day, like who's gonna wait? Like we're fighting time. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's like
Yeah. I mean that, and you're signing players on 7-year contracts, so that's the other thing too.
yeah,
And do you
that's
think any of your big three players are going to leave? I saw like some rumors about like either Enzo, Palmer, or who was the other one I saw?
Where does Reece James
Enzo
go?
and that Arsenal.
Reece James.
Where
Arsenal.
does Reece James go if he leaves?
I don't think Reece James would leave. I think Cole Palmer would leave for sure. I think Enzo could leave too. I think those two could leave. I mean,
I heard
unless
Caicedo didn't renew his contract, or is like holding out with renewing his contract.
well, he's on like already an 8-year contract, so he's already he's signed up to like 2030. So I mean, I guess he could have gotten like a pay increase, or maybe he's waiting to get a higher paying show that he can get a higher pay increase. I don't know, but they're all locked in for a long time. Like so, technically, they're not really going anywhere except for Reece James and Kukurea. Those are two, well, have 2 years left on their contract by this summer. I don't think that Reece James would leave. He's just been here for so long, and he's seen all this stuff under, as well as the new ownership as well as the old ownership. But I think like your creative players like Cole Palmer and others, they could be like, bro, this just isn't for me. Like I've had 4 or 5 managers in the 3 years that I've been here, and they're all been like pretty much no name managers or like not informed managers. And I want to play for the best teams, for the best people, and learn my craft in a way that will elevate me. So I don't know.
But on the other hand, you are winning things. It's not like you aren't like winning things.
Yeah,
So
no, we are winning, and that's why it was frustrating to let Maresca go. You know what I mean? And that's why I was like, all right, fine, like we can finally start building on this, and that's why I came in with so much confidence in the beginning of the season, and then now I just feel like, bro, this it's like when you like when you just kind of like realize like you have no control over anything, and even if you want something to go a certain type of way, like it just doesn't matter like what you want.
well,
That's
coming to being
depressing as hell.
as a Tottenham fan standpoint, sure.
Yeah, but you're like, yo, this is gonna be so good. Like we just won a world championship. Like we got every trophy. We got young stars on the rise. Like, we're finally starting to mesh well, this and the other. And then they're just like, nope, you're gonna restart with another no name coach and in the middle of the season, and in a season that like literally nobody can like really find form except for Arsenal. You're gonna be like, all right, yeah, here you go. Just,
I
start from
think you touch on something that I've been thinking about too, where it's like, yeah, from a sporting project standpoint, yeah, of course, the recent losses aren't good, but it's not like things are off the rail. And even United, like 4 points or 3 points off fourth, like things aren't completely off the rail. Like there were multiple opportunities if this was sporting related to make this decision in the past. Dude, I'm telling you, this is like the director of football. There's so much ego there, both on the United and Chelsea side, where it's like 48 hours, bro, you're gone. What? Well, I
Well,
forgot what Amorim said, but the
yeah, I gotta
toxic
say,
In
thing,
the
you're
morning.
gone,
Yeah.
bro.
Amram,
It's just like
Amorim, while he said some like he's been saying things ever since Grimsby, right, to like get him
I mean,
sacked.
not really, bro. Not
No,
really.
he said he
I,
didn't want to manage you. He's like he's like some days I want to be here, some days I don't. What manager that
he said
like
that after
yeah,
Europa final too, though. He's been saying that since like
I mean
2025.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, but
I,
he's
I,
okay, and he had a summer, and he had a whole summer to fix what I mean. Obviously, whatever reason why you didn't get the players you wanted to get, all of them, maybe you did, I don't know, but it. I mean, with
I mean,
United,
aside from Caicedo, not Caicedo,
Believer.
Baleba, aside from Baleba, I think he got Cunha, he got Mbumo, he got Sheshko. So man, the side at United is even worse than what it is at Chelsea. Man.
for
It's
sure.
just depressing.
The thing about United is that like it took, in my opinion, it took all the way up until he was like just like chatting nonsense and bare shit for them to be like, all right, that's it. Like it wasn't
Yeah,
like the third, like the one
definitely.
win every month for 14 months. You know what I mean? Like
But yo,
exactly. It wasn't even had nothing to do with form. It had everything to
yeah,
do with his
bro,
attitude
had
and
nothing to do with player performance or team
at all.
form or nothing like that. But like, yo, you can also look at it like this, right? Like this guy came in. Who knows what Omar Barada and Jason Wilcox promised him? They pulled him out of Sporting halfway through the season, right, and said, "Yo, you're getting the United job right now or never."
Yeah, straight
Obviously,
up
he was going to take it. He was already in line up. He was already in line with City to take the next City job after Pep. So he was like, "Yo, this is my one opportunity to get to Manchester, get to England. I'm gonna take it. Cool."
And let's
At
stay
that
there for a
time,
second because I feel like that has something to do with what's going on today. With I've seen a bunch of managers, Xavi, Zidane, Ole, all come out and say they're ready to take a new job, whatever that is. So I feel like that has something like when once a club sees that and they see what's going on in their back of house, like oh, like we're not winning games. Coach doesn't really want to be here. He doesn't know if he wants to be a coach or a manager, whatever the case is. Like they are like, okay, let's now reassess who's available and who can we get in here before another team can get him in, right? So like with Chelsea, obviously that's like a whole back of house, like it's decimated, right? Like the board is too much. So like coach, like you said, coaches don't even really want to be there at this time,
yeah,
so they
but
have to go
even
to
before,
Strasbourg.
I feel like what I was trying to say was even before that, when you go to link with Amarim at Sporting, you know how he plays. This man's been playing 3-4-3 since Braga, ever since he started his coaching career. So, like being the sporting director at United, United has always played four at the back 4-4-2, 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3. They've never changed from that philosophy. Going to a guy that plays a 3-4-3 and then, all right, you're like, all right, bro, we see your process. We want this about you. We're going to back you. They said whatever they wanted to say. They backed him. They gave him players. It didn't
So,
work out calm, but it was them telling him like, yo, you got to change the squad. You got to change the squad. You got to change the squad. And he's
well,
over
let's
here saying,
speculate, right?
I'm
Like
not
because
going to change nothing. Right.
I kind of want to like take this time to speculate because like, what do you think is that the reasoning behind it? Right, you just said Manu's been a back of the four or for the back, since beginning of time. So like, why would they go to Amram all the way to a Portuguese club and be like,
Exactly.
okay, let's get this guy? Is that are they
And
thinking,
that was
okay, we're
the
gonna either
problem as well.
change his mind, get new
Right.
players, or like I don't know. The approach has to be like it's like okay, it's a later problem
See,
because you said right,
I
like
feel like
I think the problem is Jason Wilcox and this Omar Barada. Even before that, why did you have to sack Ten Hag in November? Why couldn't you have sacked him before summer, after he won us the FA Cup or the Carabao Cup? You know, so that in itself is a problem. He, we came all the way to November, sacked Ten Hag with a crippling squad, and then gave it to Emerim, and then told him fix this shit. He wasn't able to fix nothing. Right? He's middle of the season. He had to change formation, all that shit. He said, "Yo, I'm not changing. This is my philosophy. This is my philosophy. This is my philosophy." All right. So transfer window happens, and then now we're pleading him. He plays. He said, he said this ever since the beginning, bro. He said, if I play four at the back, they're going to lose trust in me. Everyone's going to lose trust in me, and if we win, everyone's going to say you have to play that way. You have to play that way. And then it's a matter of ego telling you to play this way, and then you telling everyone else, you promised me this. You promised me manager of Manchester United, not being a head coach. Sure, I could have had that job title to
like,
begin with.
but even when he was signed, dude, I even remember when he was signed as head coach, bro. And even the United
True, very
thing that
true.
says it says we're letting go of Amarim as they even
as
Head
wrote
coach,
head
head
coach. You
coach,
coach,
saw
yeah,
that,
man.
bro? Yeah, they wrote
Right.
that.
bro.
And,
Crazy, man.
I just gotta add, I would love to get your thoughts, bro, on this too. Like coming out of this whole situation, the one person that makes this look 10 times worse in my mind is Daniel Ashworth,
Ashworth.
who was
Oh my,
brought in as the football mind. And the first thing he said is everything Brett just said. We can't do three at the back. This is going to be too much of a change. And they like did all this stuff with like the was it garden key or I forget the gardening leave
with
or whatever
Ian
with
Ratcliffe,
Newcastle.
yeah, they went to court.
Dude, it was that's
They
what I'm
went
saying.
to
And
court
then
shit, and they brought in Dan Ashworth and then fired him in 3 months, paid him his severance package, and then brought in Jason Wilcox from Man City. So now I have this whole thing about all right, Omar Barada, Man City, Jason Wilcox, Man City, Enzo Maresca, Man City. You
Hmm.
know,
Yo,
is
I did
this,
see somewhere. No, honestly, if we're putting on tinfoil hats, I did see that like
you know,
there was a leak in the United camp that led to Maresca being sacked because there
man?
was like him talking about the city job and everything like that, and I mean they're neighbors, so
But who knows, bro? This is
He
all
did
speculation at
he
the end.
if I'm not mistaken, like he did talk. Like I read something that said that Maresca did talk to the board about like Chelsea board about like his like
keeping his eye on the city after
interest
the
in the
World
city
Cup.
job or like that like like that he is looking for other jobs. You know what I mean? That's why I think they were just like, all right, bro, like you're not doing what we want. Like you're not you and like we're not getting the results. And you want to go, so they just like they're like, all right, bet this is not going to work out.
but I think United even more than Chelsea is like it's way worse because I think United it's like you can point to so many moments they should have done this, and for them to do it now after it's like so obviously ego driven, it's so easy
Mhm.
to be like, are these the sporting directors you trust to make sporting
Exactly.
decisions in the future, or are they just going to make
Months
more ego?
ago, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, 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 go, go.
3 months ago, Jim Ratcliffe came out with an interview, and he said we're going to back Amarim for 3 years,
No matter what,
no matter what.
no matter what, dude.
He said, "Yo, football is so fickle. We have to stay grounded. Let's look at Mikel Arteta. He took Mikel Arteta as an example, bro. All right, and he's look here. I want to pull that clip up if you guys don't mind. I want you
We
to.
yeah. While you do that, we're officially at the point where like Arteta is going to be seen as the new Klopp if they win this year. Dude, I
No,
know it sucks. I hate. Honestly,
bro.
once you said that,
I'm
Barat, I was like, "Fuck, it is what it is, though."
streets.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty damning.
So,
What do
I
you
mean,
think? Oh,
yeah, I mean, no, you go, because yeah, no, you go, you go.
there was one other piece I kind of forgot to add in the United thing that I'm curious. So this is like I feel like the detective stuff you see on X and all that stuff, but I see a lot of stuff where it's like, okay, Amorim went on a press conference and he specifically mentions Gary Neville. Gary Neville the week before has a podcast where he says Amorim has to play four at the back, and
With
then they're
Nicky
saying
Butt
with Nicky
and
Butt. Yeah, and
yeah,
in between these two situations, we know there's a meeting. So a lot of people are saying Wilcox heard the Gary Neville stuff, agreed with Gary Neville. In fact, there's like more information that this is actually true. He went to Amorim and said, "You have to follow like what Gary Neville's saying." And Amorim was so pissed that in the press conference, he starts coming out being like,
yeah,
"I'm not listening to what Gary Neville's saying." And when it first came out, everyone was like, "Bro, why are you talking about Gary Neville?" But now with that context, it's like,
I got it right here.
is
Last question
Wilcox?
for James.
Ruben, even in difficult moments this season, you're always very upbeat. Obviously, just on Friday, you look pretty downbeat. You obviously talk about transfers and systems. Can I just ask, is nothing's changed? You still feel very much that confidence from the board and everything? So.
Guys, to stop with that, and I noticed that you receive selective information about everything. I came here to be the manager of Manchester United, not to be the coach of Manchester United. And that is clear. I know that my name is not Tuchel, is not Conte, is not Mourinho, but I'm the manager of Manchester United. And it's going to be like this for 18 months, or when the board decided to change. So that was my point. I want to finish with that. I'm not going to quit. I will do my job until other guy is coming here to replace me.
So do you feel that, maybe certain assurances around things about the ability to manage this team that you thought you had? Do you not feel that?
I just want to say that I'm going to be the manager of this team, not just the coach. And I was really clear on that. And that is going to finish in 18 months. And then everyone is going to move on. That was the deal. That is my job, not to be a coach. If people cannot handle the Gary Nevilles and the criticisms of everything, we need to change the club. No.
That's a line. If people can't handle the Gary Neville, we know who he means by people. He's talking about Wilcox and Verada. So I don't know. That's also, bro, his body language. Like, imagine you ask someone a question, and they're like,
he is
his first question. He was like,
defeated, bro. Yeah,
like, bro, what?
So
Bro, he's so
I mean,
tired of it because it's every week since he's joined the club, right? Why are you not playing Mainu? Why are you doing this? 3 at the back obviously isn't working. 3 at the back obviously he's over here like, bro, I'm the manager. Regardless of what you guys say, I'm still the manager, right?
I saw
So it's
Sky
like,
drop
The head coach. The head coach. He's the head coach.
in his mind, manager. In his mind, manager.
There's no more managers in this. There's no more managers.
Same, bro. That's what
Except
I was trying to
maybe
get at.
Pep Guardiola.
Exactly.
Simeone. I think Simeone.
There's like really no more managers. They're just
it's there's definitely a like, the board is up here and the coach is down here, and it's
the board, the sporting director, all those other people on
there's
the
a clear line now.
and then
Director of football, all that.
yeah, head of scouting, CEO. Like what? Like there was never like a CEO. Like I mean, there probably was a CEO of Chelsea when Abramovich in the beginning, but like you never heard them like titled as like CEO and stuff like that. It was just like, this is your manager, Carlo Ancelotti, Scolari, Mourinho.
Yeah.
So
is that like is the game changing? Is that what this is? Like,
I was just gonna say, is it the death of that role, like that title? Like,
or just more transparency? Like, like now I feel like with social media being a thing, now there's more transparency through and through from fans all the way to the top of the board.
I think that like you know it's definitely become more commercialized, and obviously with anything that's commercialized, like you're trying to take away risk, right? So if you have a manager that's in control of everything, there's a risk that like he's just gonna bring in like players that only fit his system, that only are good to him, loyal to him, don't listen like this or that or the other,
But
or
isn't that what you want? If you're putting this guy in charge of your team, and I'm just like asking a question here, right? If you're putting this guy in charge of a team and he plays a specific way, don't you want to cater to his needs so that he can get you wins? If he's
but
proven to win other places,
yeah, but that's where you're trying to de-risk. You're trying to de-risk whether or not he is or isn't. Like like you're not like there for all the
But
Sir
United took
Alex's
the
and
risk, bro.
Mourinho's. There's a lot of like managers that were not good, and brought in players that were not good enough. You know what I mean? So I think that, I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't fucking know. Like obviously I
But
don't
it's
know
the but
football,
I
but
guess in
it's
United sense, it's the board, bro. Because Ollie wanted Holland, Ollie wanted
I've
Joe.
always said you letting Ole
You
go
know,
was almost as big a mistake as Chelsea letting Tuchel go,
of course,
in
man,
my
of
opinion.
course. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think like in theory it's right though, right? Like it's a lot easier to change a manager than an entire team and structure. And so like United's like been
yeah,
suffered from this almost more than anyone, right? They went through big name managers that are like geniuses at what they do, but what they do is so different. And they kept going back and forth and then they were like, messed up. And I think in theory, if you have a system where it's like, okay, the manager isn't the one who runs the system, he's literally just
yeah,
another cog. He's a bigger cog, but he's just a cog. And we can replace that cog,
Yeah.
but then you're putting all the trust on these directors of football to create a machine that's so good that you can just swap out the cogs. And then I'm like, bro, I don't have that level of trust, even with
yeah.
Edwards or Hughes. And I'm sure you guys don't have with like Wilcox and
This is a
Yeah.
damning image right here, bro.
I
This
mean,
is a
now let's be fair
damning
though. Like only like
that kind
three
of
of
goes
those
hard,
managers.
bro.
I'll say
David
like only three of those
Moyes,
managers were really like. I
Giggs,
mean, aside from Sir Alex Ferguson, right?
Louis Van Gaal was nice,
Van
and
Gaal,
Mourinho was
Mourinho,
pretty
I'll say
Ole.
nice.
Mourinho, Ole, and Ten Hag were the best managers of those lot.
Nah, Louis Van Gaal is
Honestly,
better than
bro.
Ten Hag.
Yo, we
Maybe
got
that was also
trophies
before my
under
time,
Van
so
Gaal.
that you could be right about that.
Rashi came out under Van Hall. You know,
Yeah,
we had ballers under Van Hall, bro.
Is that Ralph Ragnick next to Eric?
Pregnant. Bro,
Dog. I
he's
don't
also
even know how he was even up
that
there.
same
Well,
guy.
I kind of
Ronaldo
forgot about
slammed
him.
him.
I don't want to hear
yeah,
that,
he almost took two jobs at once, bro. That guy's hilarious.
bro.
Dog, once
This guy,
Ronaldo's like, yo, I don't even know who this guy is. Like, you never heard him ever
tell
again.
you, let me tell you, this guy came out, said the truth, and got the Amorim treatment back in the day. He said
Yeah.
he did the same thing. He said we need open heart surgery to fix this football club and put
So
it back
yeah,
on top.
And
not
Ralph
to
is
make this
like your
everything.
manager's favorite manager. He's like one of those
Yeah,
people when you hear the
no,
managers
100%.
talk about it,
Yeah.
they talk about him with respect.
Yeah. Not to make this everything about Tottenham, but no, I feel like we are ahead of the curve in all the turmoil that's going on now because we already had our manager come out against the board when Conte had his rant and was like, I don't know, like this team doesn't expect to win and da 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 da. Like, I don't know if you ever saw that, but it's pretty famous if you guys want to check it out. That is what set the whole, you know, okay, let's change our approach to manager. Let's look at the board. Let's get rid of some of the people on the board that now we don't have Levy anymore. So, I
That was
feel
a
like we
legendary.
are
That was a
ahead of the
legendary.
curve in this sense. So I'm kind of
But
relieved to
do you
some
really
degree.
think, like, I feel like your fan base is basically saying Frank
Dude,
out.
our fan base is
Yeah.
the R word. I'm not even gonna, they're moronic, bro. They're so stupid, and I don't blame them just because we've been through so much in the past, like we'll say 6 years, probably longer. But I mean, as far as Tottenham's standpoint is like we are getting players that are exciting players to watch, and because of finishing 17th last year, we're just too afraid to really play on the front foot. So
But I just feel like Thomas Frank is not the person that's like,
I don't
willing to
I don't
take his team
disagree.
to the
I
next
don't
level.
I don't disagree, but at the same time, he does show like certain times where like okay, word like they do want to play like under him. They do, or they are interested in playing attacking football. he's just like I said, when you get a job after someone who was known for a high line and losing game and all this stuff, like his approach to every game is not going to be what I believe who he is. Like I think this is not the real Thomas Frank. I think this is just him on probably the biggest stage he's ever been on in front of a fan base that lacks trust for everybody, whether it's the players, the board, or the manager. So we're a little bit damaged at the moment, but at least we have a clear understanding of what we want to do. And I always knew this year was going to be a bust once we got rid of Ange anyway. So I'm just kind of waiting it out at this point.
I don't know, dude. I get what you're saying, but I do feel like this is what we were saying before we started recording. I feel like I kind of want Slot to go because of that. What you were saying right now, where it's like I don't want to be too far behind the bus when everyone's picking up managers. And I feel like if Spurs stick with Thomas, like I saw a meme today that's like I'm sure we have all seen it, the Squidward looking out the window and like
Yeah.
And it was like Spurs fans watching Chelsea and United sack their manager. And
See, but that's what I'm trying to say. Like that narrative is from our you know what I'm saying. Like I don't think the board feels that way about Thomas Frank. I think that's strictly our fan base,
just
because we're not scoring goals, we're not da 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 da. But like our fan base always forgets, like and I called this back when Andrew was going through his issues. Like fan base called for Ange to get sacked, only for them to they want Ange back, and Ange even called it. He said you're gonna hire some pragmatic, da 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 da, and that's just gonna be what it's gonna be. So now we're seeing the results of everything that people said that no one listened to. So now the fan base is the loudest thing, and that's why you see Thomas Frank act the way he does, because he wants to appease the fan base. He's getting booed now. He's getting his players booed or whatever. I don't know. Like, there's just too much going on with trying to appease the fan base when our fan base, I can honestly say that 80% of our fan base probably has never played soccer past age 12. So they don't really know too much about.
I can understand where they're coming from in a sense because you guys are 13th right now.
I mean, for sure.
And when
100%.
when Ange came through first season, he had such a better win percentage than what Frank is doing right now. So it's like,
I know. Trust me. I
in
mean,
his
yeah,
first
like he
season,
finished fifth, and it's the same thing, right? It's always injuries, right? It's always players missing.
yeah,
That's usually what is the
that's
issue.
what we're going through. I'm not even going to complain.
I'm about to say, yeah, like not all of your clubs are going through this, so it's not just mine. But like, Ange, first season finished fifth, and he didn't. I mean, he got backed, but he not for losing Harry Kane, in my opinion. Like he got backed. He got Mickey Van de Ven. He got James Madison. He got Richarlison. Yep, 100%.
Timo Werner.
Timo Werner.
Yeah, we don't talk about him. Turbo Timo.
Turbo Timu.
Timu, bro, for real. He got the players that he needed to get fifth, I'll say. Second season, that wasn't the case. There was all this scrambling, last minute stuff, not being able to get the players he wanted to get. And then we suffered. We finished 17th. And I don't know, like there's still a lot of question marks around the board of Tottenham, don't get me wrong. Like, sure, we sacked Daniel Levy, but this was like it almost feels like we didn't even win the Europa League, just because like that's supposed to, like, when you win a trophy like that, that's supposed to be a major building block of like, okay, now we're gonna take the team that we already had and make them better, add players. Well, nope, we decimated, we got rid of the manager, lost our captain. Three of our players have been injured since last season. One of them fell out of favor, Basuma, so we haven't even seen Basuma this entire year. So it's like all these players that helped us win the Europa League haven't been here. So it's a brand new team now. So that's why I've always been a little bit more patient with Thomas Frank. I also wasn't backing the idea to get him, but I mean, at the same time, it's like we're at the moment now. It's like, who comes in to replace him? Like, we're not going to get a Xavi. We're not going to get a Zidane. Like, who do we get now? Because like we already went the okay, let's get the no name Ange Postecoglou. Sure, he's proven he won, but it's like we don't. You sacked him after 2 years because you didn't back him. So now, how does that like translate to other managers who, after Thomas Frank, where do we go? So that's why that's why I'm like, no, let's not get rid of Thomas Frank just because there's no real backup plan for that.
I'm like looking at the table, and if you guys are really worried, I feel like you could replace him with Big Sam. He would definitely keep you guys up.
Sam. I honestly, it sounded so like so
Yeah,
genuine. I was like,
I know.
if you got
Brag.
no, yeah, no. There's no, there's.
The thing about it is like there's like I don't know if you
I
guys
saw Maresca. I saw Maresca being linked with us. That's when I was like, wait, what the hell's going on? Like,
nah he's not.
he
The only place I see him going
don't
is
think he's a London club.
in England is City or he's going back to Italy like where he's Italian. But yo, I mean, at the end of the day, too, like like there's not that many managers that are out there that you're like, damn, like this dude is nice, bro. Like I need this dude, bro. Like Zidane, he's not going to no club. He's going to coach France. Like he's waiting after this World Cup that he's going to do France, and then thing. And like I heard this shout out sport therapy. This guy Jan, Chelsea fan. He's like, bro, like I wouldn't even want Zidane. Like I don't even know how he coaches. Like he coached a team of all Galacticos. Like Prime Kroos, Prime Casemiro, Mudryk, bro, Bale, Benzema, Ronaldo, bro. Like he just was able to like move the right chess pieces because he once was one of those chess pieces in the right way. He was like one of the first Galacticos with Ronaldo, R9, and all them boys. So like he knows like how to do it. Yeah, he won 3 Champions Leagues in a row. So shout out to him. But like you don't really know how he's gonna coach a group of young players at Chelsea, in England. Like what? Like
but on the other hand, don't you think if he's able to manage all those big egos, that he's able to manage anybody?
nah, it's different. Well, there's different. Like that's like saying like just because you manage a bunch of good players that you can manage those big egos. Like you can't, like the opposite wouldn't work. I don't think that it works. Like you get frustrated, not you'd get frustrated with Liam Delap when you just had Benzema. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, of course. But like, but these are players that are coachable. No, like
yeah, but I mean, like those, like I don't know. What I'm trying to say is that like when you're coaching those players, those are like the finished products, and they're like at the top of the game. Like they're like top 2, top 3 in their position, and in Real Madrid's case, top 2 in the world. You know what I mean? Like.
So do we see Frank Lampard come back next year if he brings Coventry up
to Chelsea? I don't think so. I think they try because they got him as an interim manager. You know what I mean? I don't think they're going to go back for him for a third.
I feel like the move is like Potts, to your point. There isn't a lot of like available managers, but after the World Cup, there will be. Like who knows if Nagelsmann continues? Who knows? Like there's a lot of World Cup managers that I feel like Carlo Ancelotti. Like he's doing the Brazil thing. Is he going to really stay for the next 4 years? But I feel like a lot of the clubs.
Isn't this his first year though?
Yeah, just find like an interim manager until the end of the year. Post World Cup, pick up one of those Like I don't know, it's better than like doing what they did United did last year with Eric, or not last year. Time flies with Eric Ten Hag though. It's like fire him in December or November, bring in someone, he suffers, lose confidence is half the season, and then when the next season starts, it's not a fresh slate. It's now you got to prove yourself. Whereas if you just came in the summer, it's like hey, fresh slate.
Right. It's not even like, oh, we're going to hire a manager.
That's the thing.
Like, kind of plays the same thing, it's like now new philosophy, new everything, new religion onto you guys.
Yeah. So would you rather get like a Glasner who does play 3 at the back or like a De Zerbi?
I think Glasner. Yeah, I think definitely Glasner.
He plays your same system and he's Premier League proven. So
so is De Zerbi.
Bro.
De Zerbi, does he play 3 at the back?
No, but he's Premier League proven.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, but he also left.
He got kicked out.
Yeah, De Zerbi is one of those ones. Like tactically, I think he's a genius, but you hear like a lot of
Imagine De Zerbi trying to manage Cunha, bro.
Was he spit on him, bro? Yeah, was he that one that was like, going after the player was like, get the fuck
he's
out
like, yo, pack your shit. He
leave.
He was like, leave mid practice because he couldn't do like a simple give and go pass or something. I don't think that's the right man.
At United. No.
I think he works in like a smaller club that will like listen to him, but he doesn't have the pedigree to go to like a big club and be like,
just act like he's like
big dog. Yeah.
But he's about to win. He's about to win League One. League on.
See, and this is what changes their egos, right?
with my
Because
boy Mason
after I
Greenwood.
heard after Maresca won Club World Cup, he was like, he knew he was like, now I can go into Chelsea's board and be like, hey,
Yeah,
like,
that's.
you know,
I
I
mean,
just
like he
won this
does
shit.
deserve. Like that's what I'm trying to like. See, that's where the problem lies. Like 100%. It's like, are you did well, bro, and you did well with what you outperformed, and I believe that the system should like bend and change a little bit to accommodate a little bit like of what this person needs. Like if you actually want to build something that's long term, then you can't just be so rigid. You know what I mean? And that's what the problem is. Yeah, he got a little bit more of an ego, but rightfully so. Like if you started the beginning of the season and was like, Maresca, you're gonna come top four, undisputed Champions League spot. You're gonna win. Obviously, you're gonna win the Conference League and the Club World Cup. Nobody, no, you got like if we did this, no, everybody, like nobody would have, none of us would have said that. Not even me would have said he would have got top four and the Club World Cup like 100%. I would have said Conference League, yeah, and battle for top four and see what happens. But like so that happens, right? And then you're like, all right, like now we can build a team around this, like what you said, like what Mark, what you were saying of when you come off a winning a trophy and then it doesn't feel like anything. Like now I feel like that because it's like
Mm-hmm.
now we're just starting over. You know what I mean? Now we're starting over for different man that that's already in the system. He's obviously at Strasbourg, who Blue Co owns. So I don't know. I just think we're gonna start all over again. And it's gonna be fucking annoying.
Yeah,
2035.
Huh?
yeah, push it 5 years away.
Project 2035.
Yeah, bro. Push it back, bro. They even got a manager that's like 35.
I kind of like.
I about to say he looked like he's like our age.
This guy looks mad. Yeah.
I wasn't. I guess I didn't really think
Bro,
about
do you
it.
see him like the way he talks, like his halftime speech?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were saying that Enzo's gonna spit on him if he tries to. Yeah,
But I also feel like you can't blame Maresca. I mean, this is like 2 seasons in a row where they went from title challengers to like not in a pretty short period. And if you're the coach and you feel like that can be solved with like a couple of additions, then you must be thinking like, yo, we challenged for the title last year. You didn't listen to what I said, and then we fell apart. We challenged for the title this year. You're still not listening to what. So I can see where he's probably like, bro, I've proved everything. I've won the trophies. I'm telling you,
No,
you get these
100%.
players. We
it's
can
definitely the board. It's
No,
definitely
it's
the
definitely, bro. Because like, why would you both get both Gittins and Garnacho on the
Garnacho.
left side wing? Like deadass Mudryk is better than both of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's like no like
They
there's
call
no
him the Black Mudryk.
huh?
They call him the Black Mudryk. Gittins.
Who?
getting.
I said you meant Garnacho. I was like, Garnacho's not even black.
Yeah. Nah,
That's crazy.
at least Mudryk can score some goals, yo. I mean, I don't know. They got, but like the point is that like you got like two like 21-year-old wingers that are like both not really proven. Both are trying to fight for and you paid 90 million for the two of them. Like why? Like together they should have cost 50 million. You know what I mean? Not the one cost of Gittins. Like get Gittins and get somebody else. Like that's how much PSG paid for Kvaratskhelia or however you pronounce his name. They paid like 60 million for him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like like that's like a proven person. Like and you're gonna not go all out for him, but then like shake your ass and get and pay off what's his name Fabrizio Romano to get Garnacho across the line. Like what? Like nah, bro.
Yeah,
Stop,
because he was playing agent, yo. Fab was playing agent for that
bro.
transfer.
Stop playing. Like that's where you get on the board. Like before the season starts, you have one you have your two left-footed center backs are basically hurt to start the season. One's going to be out the entire season, and then the guy's like, "Yo, I need a ball playing center back," and then you rely on Tosin, who's terrible. Like he's just not it, bro. And then your one left-footed center back comes back, who's bad as Shield, right? But he keeps getting injured. He's out. He's injured. He's in. He's out. He's in. He's out. Like what? Like you didn't listen. And then you have two other center backs that you didn't send on loan that they're unproven. So like what? It's just like terrible squad management. In that sense where it's like like I said in the beginning, it's all about time. It's all about like, are we like when we're in 5 years, we're gonna be fantastic, but like, what do you mean? We're gonna be restarting this all over again because we're still getting young players and we're still getting young players and we have to wait till they're 18 for them to come to Chelsea. And it's like,
And guys can't keep good relationships with their head coach.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And necessarily, that's essentially what it is. You guys can't handle a proper communication or anything. You promise a guy something. You promise a guy a plan. You tell him, "Yo, I'm gonna bring you onto my team. This is the squad you can give." And then you don't back him. You don't give him the players.
No.
Mm,
Dude, to play devil's advocate though, like I saw a stat that's like since 2005, I think Chelsea haven't had a manager for more than 2 years, and that was like the Mourinho year, and I think it was like 2005, maybe like around that time frame. And so it's like, bro, this has been Chelsea's DNA. I think the difference is like under Roman, it was clear that it's like if you get rid of a coach, the new coach has to win. Whereas I feel like in this model, you don't get that feeling where it's like, oh, they're getting a coach in and he's being told by Bali like win.
Well, it's not
I don't
even
know.
that. It's not even that. It's that like when you lost uh, a coach, you know you're going to get the next best coach. So when you
Yeah,
lost, when you lost, well, you go back between Tuchel and Scolari, not Scolari, the smoking guy again.
yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, you had Sorry before. Sorry was Conte. Like before him, you go down the line, like you're getting the top of the line coaches. Obviously, we had Mourinho, we had Carlo Ancelotti. Like what I mean, like we did win, with Di Matteo Champions League. But like the point is that like you were getting the top of the line coach at the time, and now we're just getting unknown coaches. Like so that's why it's like frustrating because you're not getting the cream of the crop. You're getting some experiment, and you're like tired of
Well, I
experiment.
mean, to be fair, you've had all of them though, so it's like there's no one left. There's nowhere left to go, right? You just said Zidane's not coming. That's the only big name of the three managers I can think of that are willing to take a job right now.
Well, I
Not
mean, that's what I was saying, like back, like before, like there's not that many, like main. There's like those coach, like I don't know, the same, like the level of coach isn't like what it used to be.
Thiago
I
Malta
mean,
in Italy.
I mean, like, but we could have got Hansi Flick, right?
oh,
Hansi Flick was not open, was not at Barcelona for a while. Could have got him. He obviously, you know, was somebody that was out of a job for a while. Then got a job, but instead
Jorge
we got
is
Pochettino.
mentor.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like we could have got Jose Enrique when he was staying, and he even came to Chelsea to do the stuff, but then we didn't get him. Like there are like good managers that are out there that technically haven't been at Chelsea, but Chelsea just skylarking and just want this like young manager. So
they
that
want someone who's going to fall in line.
yeah, exactly, and like it's
Puppet.
that in the right, and then right when they stop falling in line, and that's when they get axed. Like you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
so.
So okay, I mean, we all have different issues going on. Let's pivot over to Liverpool because I'm hearing that Slot has lost a dressing room. Is this true?
I mean, I'm not in the dressing room, so I can't say definitively. But yeah, I'm saying the same stuff. I also think that you're seeing coaches or not coaches. What I'm saying, interviews with players and like sound bites that come out that kind of you can read between the lines and say like, okay, I think there's a loss of confidence. And so where I'm at right now too is like we're on the worst possible like unbeaten run you can possibly be on, where it's like I think we're like on 5 games or 6 games unbeaten. But if you look at the performances, if you look at the results, half of the unbeaten is like draws. We've dropped the last 2 games, and then the draws, they're just so lethargic, dude. It's like it saps the joy from watching football, as weird as that sounds. Like, I'm not even lying, dude. This weekend, I enjoyed watching the Sunderland City game more than I watched in the own Liverpool game, bro. It was so boring. And the Sunderland City game was also a draw, but it was at least exciting. I was watching it and being like, oh, wow, they're trying for it. They're going for it. I see passion. And so, yeah, I would say Liverpool. I mean, my head right now is like, I feel like Squidward, where everyone else is like getting a head start on getting their new manager and clearing house. And the only reason why I'm not like super pushing, where it's like, all right, guys, let's get Slot out, is I don't think there's a lot of good available managers. And so if there's no one available, then like don't just roll the dice to roll the dice. Like, let's wait until the summer, wait until the World Cup. Let's stick with Slot until the. So I've kind of changed my mind a little bit just after everything that's happened, where I'm like, okay, maybe we wait until the summer. we're not going to get relegated. I think it's important to get top 4.
Okay, so I have another question though, because it's
Yeah.
like for Liverpool, I feel like it's like you either have to back, unfortunately, either Salah or Slot. I know they're not like beefing anymore. Salah's at AFCON and all that stuff, but my thing is your players are getting like your actual good players are getting older, right? So you have Van Dijk, you have Salah, you have what's the left back Robertson.
Yeah.
So it's like what, because those are the issues that I think you need to fit, is like replacing those players more so than
Yeah,
replacing.
I agree with you on one hand. I think based on what I've seen and what I'm hearing, though, there's not a lot of pushback on that. I think everyone sees that, right? Everyone sees Salah's getting older. Everyone sees Robertson getting older. There's a lot of talk on like who do we replace Van Dijk with. So I don't think there's like a lot of like fans being like, "F Slot, go Salah." It's more F Slot. This game is so boring. The players, you know what I mean? Like the criticism for Slot isn't tied to that. I think Salah received a lot of criticism because of just how he's dealt with it, which is I don't think super professional. I don't know, dude. Like, we definitely need a winger. Gapco is. I don't think I've ever.
You hate him. You hate him,
Bro. It's hard. It's hard. It's gotten to a point I'm so frustrated with Gapco, and then Salah's not performing. So I think.
and I just saw you guys got rid of Chiesa he's about to go on loan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, a lot of Italian clubs are trying to get him back, and Liverpool's like tier 1. Pretty much mouthpiece of the club just came out and said he's not going to be leaving. He's a vital player too. And I'm like, bro, he gets 0 minutes. How are you saying? It's frustrating. But yeah, long story short, I think there needs.
He's about to leave. That's what that means. He's never leaving.
That's what every club says.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I think Liverpool needs to sign 3 positions, or at least focus on that in the next window, maybe 2 windows. But a center back, defensive midfielder, and winger. Outside of that, we have a lot of midfielders. We have like 2 pretty good forwards, Ekitike and Isak, obviously injured. I like our goalkeeper depth and options, even when Allison leaves. Yeah, so I would say center back, defensive mid, and winger is like glaring holes.
After breaking 2 British transfer records this season.
I know, and on the that's the one positive, bro. Wirtz is actually finally balling out. That's like I forgot. That's actually the one nice thing that's like fun to see. It's like finally he's like things are starting to click and like he's coming together.
Since we're doing a match week review, do you think he was offsides? Because that looked like it was offsides.
Yeah, that would. Yeah,
I thought it was offsides at first. And obviously
even Carragher said that it was offsides. Which
if you look at it, it looks offside.
To say that.
The software they use though. Yeah, they said it wasn't, so that's why I was like.
But if you, I don't know,
if you look at the penalty spot, like where the penalty spot is, where his foot is, and where the other guy's foot is,
No, I'm right there with you. When he scored, or when even before he scored, when he passed it like to the side, I was like, oh, that's offside.
All right, can we be honest about?
They say that.
I know you've like disagreed. Hold on, I'm sorry. You've disagreed with me on this about like a bunch of like he's getting the media like treatment and everything like that. Dog, I feel like he's been like Wirtz. He's been like just been like this media darling of like, let's just give him time. It's a different league.
Bro, have you seen the memes 0011, 0012?
I mean, that's from the fans, so that's different. I'm talking about from like Sky Sports.
Bro, but if you go to Sky, but here's the thing, I don't even have to argue. Just go, even Google Sky Sports Wirtz, all the articles that'll come up. And I'm not saying that they don't.
But it's not
the thing. I don't want this to come out like I think Wirtz doesn't deserve these. He definitely deserves it. He hasn't been playing well. But to say that he hasn't been criticized is wild. Bro, look at after he scored, the entire team, the bench came around him. Like, he's been going through some shit. And the entire team, everyone knows it. Everyone,
I see
nothing about Sesko.
Not even that, bro. I'm going to give you a different
cost, though.
Bro, I know you remember Graham Souness's words.
I was about to say about Pogba. Dog, every time Pogba misplaced a pass, it was like, $100 million pound man.
What is Souness had an agenda against Pogba. Let's just call it what it is. I don't know if it was a racial agenda or what it was, but Souness had an agenda against Pogba.
But it was just that criticism. It's like it's not as potent anymore, or with Liverpool, right? It's just like, oh yeah.
Do you guys watch a lot of like? I'm not trying to be facetious here. Like after the game when they talk in the studio, because bro, they criticize Wirtz nonstop. That's why I'm like, to the point where when I hear it, I even mute sometimes because I'm like, bro, I know you're gonna say the same stuff. And like, I'll give you an example. This past game, the commentators in the game, bro, when he misplaces a pass, I already know they're gonna do this. Rebecca Lowe, literally this weekend, Rebecca Lowe pulls up a screen, Wirtz misplaces a pass. First thing she says, 120 million. Bro, it's every time he makes a mistake, they immediately drop his price tag. But I'm not saying that it's like unjust or like some anti-Liverpool agenda. I get it, bro. It's the media. We paid probably maybe too much. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. I get why they say that, but to say that they don't say it, dude, like literally this weekend,
No.
Lowe,
I'm not saying
middle of the game.
Yeah, I'm not saying that they don't say it. It's just that they almost are upset at it. They're like, oh, like how do we what does he need? It's like almost like this, like they're trying to like
It's
spoon feed him like a goal.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see where you're coming from with that.
Like problem solving almost.
Exactly.
It's not like engulfing in the controversy or like.
It's like when United
look at
loses
how
to
they
Tottenham and they're like, oh, what does United need? Like, let's get them whenever they need so that they never lose to Tottenham ever again.
Okay. No. I think there's some truth to that. No. I get what you're saying now. I think there is some truth to that. The nature of the criticism, especially if you compare it to Pogba. My personal thought, now I do not represent Inform right now, is I think Souness, and dude, Souness is a Liverpool legend. I think he's racist, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real. I think it's more than just Pogba versus Wirtz. I think for Souness, bro, he was complaining about Pogba changing his hair color. At the same time, Neymar was changing his hair color every week at Barca and balling out. You know what I mean? There were certain things he was saying that's like,
It was
I
so
think
weird.
I think that also, like, I definitely think it could have some racial undertones, but people hate people that like stand out, and like Pogba stood out, like, you know what I mean? Like Pogba
yes, swag.
stood out, like, words doesn't stand out, like you don't like
That's true.
you
That's
know
true.
what I
He kind
mean?
of puts his head down and
Yeah, like you don't, like, he's not like out here like making headlines for like different types of reasons, and
I mean, we could also argue that Beckham probably got the same treatment too back in the day. Like he
yeah,
was always seen as like this like prima donna, pretty boy that was just
yeah,
like
He kind of was, bro.
I mean,
He
100%,
kind of was like.
hundred
Until he
percent.
missed that penalty for England, and then everyone wanted his head, bro.
yeah, and
No, it was
he got the red card,
red card. It was the red card.
the red card,
And
yeah.
Yeah, the red
Simeone.
The red card. Yeah, sorry.
Simeone, yeah.
Yeah, what
But
about
England-
Wolves? What about Wolves? You guys think they're gonna get above 11 points or what?
Man.
For
They
Wolves,
just
How many
won
times?
the-
How many times are they gonna play Tottenham and United? It depends.
I think we talk about like director of football, and I think like Brighton and Bournemouth have a great system. I think Wolves have one of the worst systems, and I think a good example is like Vitinha. They had Vitinha on loan with an option to buy for a season.
Dog,
They
they got
barely
their
played
entire
him.
team ran.
They barely played him, and they just returned him, and they were like, "Oh, this guy's crap." Bro, PSG saw that season. There's no even games for, like, he played like 3 games. There's nothing to even watch, but somehow they knew, like, oh no, this guy's low key a baller. And now when you watch Vitinha, it's like, dude, when you watch PSG, it makes you think like, what the hell is Wolves coach? Like,
I mean,
how do you
all
not
right.
look at this guy and be like, oh crap? Like, I
Let's
don't even
also take
understand.
into consideration that playing in the Premier League is very hard. I feel like that in and of itself, like, I'll use Brennan Johnson for an example,
His
like where I
size,
think
yeah.
he's going to be, right? So I think he does okay for Crystal Palace. He might get a goal or two this season. He might even stay until next January. But I feel ultimately he ends up leaving to some Italian team and does really well. I think it's just the pressure of the Premier League for certain players isn't,
And the
like we saw with Memphis
But-
Depay.
But
know?
other than Chelsea, and I hate saying this, he rolled Arsenal, he rolled Liverpool at PSG, and bro, I'm gonna be real, he destroyed our midfield. Like like watching him play. It was one of those things where you're like, how did they not see this at Wolves? It's like, so like I get what you're saying. Maybe he was too young at that time and not developed enough. But
Yeah,
like it just makes me think back to Potts' point. Like, what is going on at Wolves, bro? Like, how are you missing talents right under your eye? Like, yeah, man.
I mean, let's look at like what players from Wolves would you guys want on your team right now?
I mean, not right now, but like over the years.
Well,
No,
no,
they
I'm
have,
just. I
their
mean,
striker, isn't there striker?
I'm about to say
guy?
Wang. I think Wang is pretty decent. I feel like
Jorgen
he's,
Larson.
I don't know.
He's supposed
I mean,
to be
like-
hot. I think he's like super
Jose
young.
Sa. Jose
what's his
Sa,
name?
for backup.
How old is this dude?
Take that.
Their center back isn't terrible either, right? I mean, he's a little older, but they got Bueno.
Here, I'll pull up the squad.
They were doing well when they had Nuno, and they had had all those Portuguese boys on the team.
Yo,
Yeah.
this dude Mane is a baller. He was cooking United. This guy was cooking. We would have lost that game if this guy
And he's
got at
young too.
least
He's only 18.
one or two of his goals. But yeah, this is what
Bro,
it's looking.
like there's always like weird ballers on small teams. Like Potts, you remember Yannick Bolasie?
Yeah, bro, he was
Bro,
fun.
that dude was
And,
literally
and
like
Alan Saint Maximan, bro, that boy.
yes, bro, I forgot about it.
Yo.
We would embarrass our defenders. I was like watching. I
Yeah.
was like, bro. I remember one time.
That's the original Goku right there.
I was just about to say that, bro. I was just about to say that.
No, dude, this is how disrespectful it was. I remember Bolasie was like dribbling our defense. It was Lovren. And as his middle dribble, he points on the ground, jukes that way, and goes the other way. But the embarrassment of having someone point on the ground, drop you at that spot. I was like, oh,
watch this.
bro, literally. He pointed at it like, I'm going to drop you right here.
He said, "Watch this." Yeah.
Drop Lovren. I'm like, oh, bro, that's like one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen on a field.
Yeah, Yannick Bolasie terrorized Crystal Palace's women's team too. That shit was funny too. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Yeah.
He just dog walked them. That was hilarious. But no,
So
I don't think. Well, I mean, I think the lowest amount of points in the Premier League is 11, and now Wolves is on like 5. You think that they pass
yeah,
that?
they're 6 right now.
They'll pass.
I mean,
They'll pass.
who
that.
they?
We still
Yeah,
got
I mean, they play Everton next, who's been struggling.
They have 18 games, bro. We're saying these guys can't get 2 wins in 18 games.
Bro, the fact that they rinsed
They got
West
one
Ham
win in
3-0 is wild.
1 win in 20. Yeah.
I mean, West Ham are definitely going down, I think, this year.
Yeah, you think he's getting sacked again or what?
Bro, I've been hearing that they're going to play Russian roulette and switch around all the managers. Like, Nuno's going to go back to Wolves. I mean, no.
That's kind of what usually happens, though. That's why Big Sam is a legend. Because
that'll be his third team in 1 year.
Switch managers.
Or no, I'm sorry. Nuno's going to go back to Nottingham Forest. Whoever's at Forest is going to – Sean Dyche is going to go back to Everton. Moyes is probably going to get the sack. I've just been seeing like that. Like,
I don't know about
There's too
Moyes.
much beef with that Forest situation, I feel like, with Marinakis.
We haven't heard from Marinakis in quite some time. So
That is true. He's been
we
quiet.
haven't seen him. We haven't heard of him.
Since
So.
those Greek bakery.
It's because it's like Wilcox, bro. I've heard Wilcox had one interview this whole season, and it's when you guys won 3 games in a row. And since then, he hasn't said anything. Before that, he hasn't said anything. I feel like these directions of football, bro. It's this ego thing, dude. They want to like take credit when there's wins and when there's losses. They're like, "Nah, you're the coach. You go out and take the bullets." So everyone's like, "What?"
No, that's true.
It's disrespectful.
That's very true, man. Very true. It's like when Roy Keane was talking about the masseuses. You know, he's like, yo, these guys want the fucking medal too, bro. Like, calm down. You don't need to put the headphones on and walk in with me. You're just a masseuse. You know, you acting like a player.
He's the.
Did you hear? Was it? I forget who it was. It was Nicky Butt. It wasn't Gary Neville, but it was one of your legends. I think it might have. They were saying that they would be open to Roy Keane coming back as interim manager.
Yeah, both Nicky Butt and Scholes.
Yeah, Scholes.
They were doing one of those like yes or no rapid fire questions, and they said yes to Unai Emery. They said yes to Iraola and yes to Roy Keane. And I'm like, bro, Roy Keane.
Roy Keane would.
This is such like a that's my boy, so I gotta say yes. You know.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, on paper it would make sense, but like he would have maybe 2 months in that dressing room and just lose his shit.
No, I mean he did well with Middlesbrough. You know, so did Carrick as well. Who they're actually lining up after this next match with Burnley. This next match with Burnley, they have Darren Fletcher, who's probably going to put 2 of his sons in midfield. You know, and then tell him, come on, boys, let's get a win. And then we'll probably see Carrick, who was the caretaker before, between Ragnick and Ten Hag. So we'll see, man. It's depressing.
Got athlete's foot in the brain. He's been sucking on too many feet. Bro, I'm saying United legends, bro. Y'all are freaky, bro. You got Giggs cucking his brother. Scholes sucks his daughter's feet.
Yeah.
Bro, like every one of them is like,
Oh, that's nuts.
There's a video, bro. His daughter filmed it.
All right, that's nuts. That's crazy.
Yeah. You never saw
Filmed
it?
it and posted it on social media. She like walks into the room, sticks her foot in front of her dad, and he like bites her toenail or like sucks her toe. I'm like, bro, what?
Yeah, that's weirder than Tom Brady kissing his son on the lips.
Bro, it's so much weird. Look, just Google it, bro. It'll
Nah,
pull up.
I'm yeah, nah.
I believe it.
Fuck up.
Wait, but okay, hold on, bro. You said that Ale. You said this a couple of weeks ago, but you said Ale wasn't United's OG. You said that's not your OG.
Nah, that's a legend, bro. That's
Oh,
the best.
Okay.
Bro, his shot was the one that.
I about to
gave
say
us
he's the reason why you guys won the treble.
Yeah, no, that's a legend, bro.
Okay.
Of course
Okay.
he is. I would
just-
honestly take him. I would take him back.
Okay.
I would take Ollie
yeah.
back.
I think Ole would be a really good interim manager. Not even
Yeah,
lying.
I think,
exactly.
yeah, no, 100%. He already knows like the bullshit of the board and everything, so
Right.
he already
And he
knows.
plays fast attacking, counter attacking football, you know? And
No, there was no
just-
tactics back then. It was just like, yo, just go out there and ball, and it
Oh,
worked.
exactly.
It really
Yeah.
did work though.
Yeah, it was exciting.
In today's game, I don't know how that would.
Did he
translate.
win a trophy?
He did. He did win
Yeah.
a trophy. I'll tell
That's
you
what I'm saying. I don't know why you ever got rid of him. Like there was just all at the wheel was a moment.
That's weird, nah. And that was
yeah. He won 2 FA Cups. Oh no, he won no, as a manager. What am I saying?
Jesse Lingard, bro.
Yeah, Lings. Yeah, no, honestly, the players he had was. I felt bad for Ole, bro. Yo, he had to deal with some bullshit. Man,
Bro, Lingard's so
Yeah, wait, what's the Jesse Lingard
Yeah,
celebration?
he wanted to get out of there, bro.
Yeah, Rod, you know it.
yeah.
Hey, Lings wanted to get out of there, bro. He's on
Boy,
Korea.
we're in South Korea.
That's what I'm saying. He actually just got let go. So obviously, like, I get a bunch of random Korean soccer
Yo.
stuff.
Nah, yo, if I was a pro like them, I would go to like a country like South Korea and run that shit up, bro.
Run that shit up. That's
Bro,
exactly.
you-
He's so
have
lazy
2
there.
good years in the Prem. Have 2 good years in the Prem and bounce, bro.
Bro.
He's so lazy there, bro. I see him on all these like random Korean like celebrity shows, and he'll be like, "And Jesse Lingard," and he shows up, and you can just tell from his body language, like he don't give a fuck. He's pretty much retired. He's just like eating whatever. He's drinking. He's on these podcasts, and I'm like, bro. And then I saw he got let go
All
by
over
the club.
Snapchat. That's all I see him is like on like the Snapchat. Like you just see him like all these like
Still dancing.
stories and stuff. Like, he doesn't care. He's living a life, bro.
Yeah, bro.
Bro,
living
his
the life.
skin red. I watched a video of him talking about his life in Korea, and he's like, he spent 20 minutes talking about his skincare routine. He's like,
Yeah, bro.
I'm looking good. I was like, bro, this guy was living his best life.
He never really fought for the badge. That's for sure.
Nah.
To answer your question, Potts, he won no trophies, and he reached that Europa League final where every player had to shoot a penalty, and David De Gea missed. I don't know if you remember that.
I remember that.
Shit, yeah.
And you know who was managing that Villarreal team?
Yeah.
Good evening.
Unai Emery.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yo, shout out Una. Honestly, yo, Emery he got disrespected by Arsenal when
Yeah.
he was there.
He beat Liverpool for a Europa League trophy too, bro. He owns Europa League.
Yeah,
I mean, Villarreal owns Europa League. Those guys.
Well, he
love
won
it.
it with them.
Yeah, it was all their
was all
trophies were
him?
all under Emery. Yeah,
Oh, shit. I thought it was like only like 2.
nah, I'm
But
pretty
yeah,
sure.
no, he loves that trophy. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Did we do player of the month? I mean, team of the month for December? Can't remember.
we did not. No.
I don't think so.
Did you guys forgot to predict this past
Yeah,
week?
yeah.
Yeah, I missed it. Sorry.
So how should we do it?
No,
I'll just
you
take
guys
it
should
off
take the
my
points, bro.
Yeah. I'll just skip us. I'll take that off.
Yeah.
All right,
There's no
because I was gonna say, should we give you an opportunity to redeem yourselves? At least
No,
get
no,
one,
no, 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 no.
you
Take
know,
that.
do like a 5-question trivia. If you get all 5, 3 points. No,
No, it's gonna be some crazy thing. That's like, what year did
of
Klopp's
course I'm gonna
son
make it. I'm
graduate
gonna
high
make it work.
school?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Igor Thiago for player of the week though with the hat trick against Everton.
Good shot. Yeah, that's a good shot.
Word. I didn't see most of the games. All I saw was that screamer at the end of that Liverpool game.
Full on.
Yeah, that was nuts.
Sheesh. That was yeah.
I literally just laughed. I was like, at this point, bro, like, you know what I mean? Like, when you're in a title fight, it's like, oh, I can't believe I took this L. But at this point, bro, everyone was tying too, and I was just like, I don't even know what's going on, man.
Yeah.
This
I
season,
think Arsenal are going to win it, man. 2 game weeks back to back. Everyone from second to sixth drew or dropped points. In both game weeks, they got last minute winners. That's like the stuff you dream of, dude.
Dude, but if they still lose it at the end of the year, it's gonna be the funniest shit in the world.
oh, I can't wait. They're gonna lose it. It's gonna be fantastic.
I want it to be with under Unai Emery, and I want his victory speech to start with "Good evening."
Good evening.
That's like that's the
He's
fan
gonna do
fiction
it
I'm
too.
writing.
I don't think that he's gonna. I don't think that they're gonna do. I don't think that they're gonna keep it up. Here,
Who, Villa?
Villa? No, I don't think so either.
No, I think. I mean,
Arsenal like actually destroyed them.
I think they're gonna do like a Newcastle United from last year. If you guys
yeah,
remember.
they'll probably win something this year.
Like do well, and then like right at the end, just in the league terms, and then just pull it back. I mean, are they in European competitions? No, right?
Villa is. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're in.
they are.
They're in Europa, and he loves that Europa trophy.
Yeah, so that's what he's gonna win. That's what they're gonna win, and they're gonna forget about the Premier League.
Fizzle out. Yeah.
Get the Champions League for that.
Actually, you could totally see that, bro. Yeah. If you're a player and the god of the Europa League manager, you're like, bro, we're picking up a trophy this year. Like whatever he says, I'm gonna do. All this shit back to back to back.
The god of Europe.
Nah, that's facts. Yo, Steve ain't lying, bro. Like this guy knows.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
The Oracle of Villa, bro. Take them to a nice trophy,
bro. But like Liverpool, you guys got to cripple Arsenal next week or this weekend, or not this weekend.
I have no hope, man. I really thought like bro. The Villa game actually was pretty disheartening. I was like, oh, I think Arsenal might win this all.
Yeah, no, I think I sent you guys a message after that. I was like, yeah,
you're like, this is theirs.
This is their year this year.
I don't know, bro. Let's let it play out because these guys do some questionable stuff, bro.
Nah, for real. I mean, we have to see what City does in the January transfer window. I mean, there's talks that I'm getting Semenyo. I feel like that's kind of set in stone.
They get Semenyo and Gahey, bro. That's.
Yeah, I mean, if they get that, then yeah.
There's like
Loki have.
Semenyo's already done. I think Semenyo's already done, and Gahey is like very close, bro. If you look at the reports even today, there's a lot of mock ball and tier ones being like they're pushing hard.
But who do they get rid? I mean,
that's
also
Chelsea.
Perfect timing because I'm pretty sure Bardio just tore his ACL.
That's what saved Chelsea, bro. They lost both their center backs in the second half, bro. And then they had to bring in some like
who's the second one?
Ukrainian and then they brought in Nathan Ake.
Mm-hmm. Nathan Ake, bro.
And some that young Ukrainian youth or whatever he's from, like Yugoslavia or something like that.
Yeah.
Nathan Ake is underrated. He's like one of those guys you'd love to have on your team. Doesn't complain about playing time. Puts in a good shift. Probably not starter quality, but like really good backup quality.
He can be though. I feel like he can be.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like almost. I don't know. I like him a lot.
And this is why I like Kevin Danzo because I mean he's obviously not like going to start over Romero, but at the same time he can and he does well. So yeah, you kind of need players like that who maybe aren't always going to start but can.
And they're fine with it, you know what I mean? But but the thing about it, you're only fine with it if you're like winning trophies. You know what I mean? Like it's not it's like, all right, fine, like we're still gonna win, like I'll get some time. He was at Chelsea, we sold him. So.
Dude, Arsenal, I mean, as much I hate to say it, they are the blueprint right now. They have literally a squad, like they're whatever player is injured or whatever, they have someone to just fill that role immediately. Like Odegaard's been injured, they have Eze. Saka was injured or he's out of form, whatever. They have Madueke. Yeah, like I mean, you have on the left.
Who's back? They're about to get Kai.
They have Martinelli. They have what's his name?
Ethan Nwaneri.
No, Martinelli. And who's the other left wing?
Trossard.
So it's like they're literally covered in every position.
And they got that young boy Max Dowman too. So.
Yeah, no, this is their year. This is
Good, but yeah, I'm just praying on their downfall anyway. So
100%.
I'm not even thinking about them doing well. I can't.
Yeah,
I think Champions League is going to humble them, bro. Like the
something's
history of
happening.
Arsenal and Champions League is, bro, Bayern 5-1. I'm looking for something like that, bro.
Was that Arsenal or is that
Arsenal, dude, they went up against Bayern 3 years. Wasn't back to back, but obviously over 2 legs, so 6 matches, and I think 5 of the 6 matches they lost 5-1. So it was like 2 years in a row, an aggregate score of losing 10-2, and it was like, bro, they need something like that to just bring them back to earth, and it's like, oh,
yeah. I mean, Barcelona, Real.
I don't think it's gonna happen though. I think they're the best team right now in the Prem.
Definitely.
Predictions, boys.
Oof, we played Bournemouth. Holy smokes!
Away. Bournemouth away.
How's with Bournemouth? They're kind of out of form. I'm not gonna lie. They haven't won a game since October, which is crazy to say. Holy smokes! What?
Yeah, we tied them.
Yeah, so that's probably why they're gonna win and beat us because they haven't won since October. So put me down for 2-1.
Really don't have any faith. Not even
No.
Bournemouth.
I have no faith right now.
And you said 2-1?
2-1. Yeah.
Can the picture the picture of the video be Amorim smiling on his way out and his mom?
Yeah. Honestly, we're not even naming this match week. We're just gonna name this like we're gonna name it something else.
Of course, yeah. This guy is so happy, bro. Left. He's like, yes, Ineos, thank you.
Yeah, I still remember that video when he came in with the Monclas.
I was like,
No, he was looking like GQ.
Everybody, bro, like
GQ model.
That's how. He's like, oh, it's the Mandem. He got the Monclizzi on.
What they call him?
Yeah, use the one I just sent in the group chat. Use the picture I just sent in the group chat. Like, look at that one, bro. It straight up looks like a scene from Succession.
This is the
Bro,
one.
it straight up looks like a scene from like
him and his
documentary. Yeah,
that's
it's like a documentary about some corrupt billionaire. Like,
yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? It looks just like that. Like, as he left the Alps after still.
Bro, they're laughing. Like they're laughing on their way out, bro. Like,
they're laughing on the way to the bank, bro.
I'm about to say, you know, he got that. Yeah. That's how you know Maresca was beefing though, because that boy turned down like 14 mil.
Yeah,
he was like, nah,
exactly.
Like, keep your little 14, bro. I'm chilling.
Yeah. I'm telling you, those guys from the city definitely paid him 14 mil. It's just like,
it's just under. It's on the back.
Yeah, just hold cool, bro.
That shit is on.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I feel like City flirt with a Guardiola successor. Like De Zerbi was one that they talked about a while. There's like been a couple of other names. I don't know, dude. I feel like Maresca, he must have some big assurances. But
I mean, he graduated under. That's the only reason why.
Under Pep, and Pep likes him. Pep,
Yeah,
always has really good things to say about it.
Yeah, and Pep probably knows he's leaving this year, like the end of this year. It hasn't been officially announced, but he knows more than anybody that he's probably done. So he's probably putting a good word for his boy.
Yeah, Amorim is smart, bro. That bro was like doing all types of stuff to get fired and get money.
Facts.
And then he was screw you. I'm gonna just light him up with these words, bro. Start calling himself he's a manager when he's not, bro. Taking direct shots.
Bro, and the crazy thing is, I bet you he was promised the managerial position. I bet you he was promised that. So that's why he said, I trust Amorim. I actually believe this guy. I like this guy as a person, bro. I admire to be like this guy, and swoop in and take deals like this in the future.
Yeah.
See, I feel like, okay, so getting back to that though, like when you come into a managerial position in October, November, your job is to get top 4 or something for the rest of the season. You're not promised a 4-year like project in the middle of trying to save someone else's,
Mm-hmm.
Like whenever
according to Jim Ratcliffe, he was promised a project.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say. That doesn't make sense to do that in October and November. Like
100%.
your main objective should be, okay, you're here until the end of the year to see us out to get top 4 or to get us
Keep
out of
us in
FA Cup
safety.
or
Do better than Ten Hag.
yeah,
Ten Hag
exactly.
put us in mid position. Do better than him. That's all. At least till
Right.
the summer, we'll back you with some players, and then we move forward. But there was always an underlying thing. I'm gonna treat you like a puppet. You better
Yeah.
listen to who I put. If you're not playing Kobe Mainu and the whole fan base in the entire country is asking why, you better play Kobe Mainu. I don't care if it fits the system or not.
Dude, he was
You
laughing
better make
at
it work.
the reporter when they were like, "Oh, well, Kobe." He's like, "Oh yeah, Kobe Manu plays offensive or something like that," and he laughed. He didn't
Yeah,
even like.
bro, this guy, yeah, I mean, his reasoning was, yo, the only
That's what I'm
player.
He's been trying to get sacked since
Yeah.
since Grimsby. Bro,
Yo,
he's
can
been
you share
trying.
the screen
I
of
don't know,
what I
man.
just put in?
I got you. Yeah.
So this is what the Manchester United website posted when they signed Amorim. Bro, it's like pretty clear. It's like head coach. And then the
Head
first
coach.
sentence says head coach. That's why when he says like I was brought in as manager, I'm like,
Yeah, no.
I remember everything being around you being the coach, bro.
Yeah.
Like
100%. And yo, you can't lie from what papers, what an article or a statement like that says. But bro, I just feel like the incompetence of these two sporting directors leads me to believe he was promised something behind closed doors, something where he
yeah,
was like,
I can
"Yo,
see
we're
that.
gonna tell you, like, yo, you're gonna be the manager. You got 3 years, bro. You're not gonna be head coach for 3 years. At that point, you got more responsibility year after year. But sure, you can also say it all depends on results. At the end of the day, that is football. But I feel like being the guy that Amarim is, seeing his press conferences over the last 14 months, I see a sense of like, uh, this guy says it how it is. It doesn't matter. He's gonna say how it is. I feel like he was promised something, and he just got scapegoated for 14 million, and he was like, "All right, cool, say less. I'm out." This is the next guy's problem,
But he
and he
was,
said it yesterday too, bro.
but he didn't
You know,
perform, bro. Like he didn't perform, which is
100, exactly. Yeah, he didn't
so
perform.
I don't know if you could be say he was scapegoated because like bro wasn't performing. You know what I mean? Like he was a
But
problem, bro.
But
Like
dude,
he was a problem.
what do you expect from a guy that was performing and you pull him out? Like we knew the consequences that we were going to face, going forward with this kind of a manager at United back last November, or last October or something.
Yeah, but he was
So it's
performing
we
in
knew.
Portugal, and even like you were saying, like Ronaldo said it, Ralph Rangnick said it, like a bunch of people were saying, like, "Yo, bro, this club is rotten." So, like,
Hmm.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but like it wasn't like he was like, "Oh my god, it's rotten." Like it was already out there, like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
And then like
that's true.
he
That
came
is
into
true.
that and was like, trying to be optimistic, trying to bring his personality and everything to it, and he couldn't. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. I'm not saying that it was easy. Like it would have been easy for him to like do
it's
something
just
where he
it's
could.
just stupid. It's just stupid like decisions, bro. At the end of the day, that's honestly what it is. It's just stupid decisions. Take
What do
not
you do
fire.
if you're I'm kind of curious. What do you guys think they're gonna do, and then what would you do? Like, I feel like Maresca is like obviously a little bit more emotional, so he's gonna get back into the game as soon as possible. I think Amarim's gonna take some time off, bro. If I'm Amarim, I'm walking out with was it 14, 20 million right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
2 months, no internet, no phone, going to an island with my wife, bro. I'm
Chill.
like I'm gonna just
I'm going back to
completely
Portugal.
detached. Yeah,
Yeah.
go to Portugal, bro.
Do you think this is like discourages them, like their love of the game a little bit, like when they
Oh,
go
for
through
sure.
something like this?
I think, yeah, nah, for
Especially at
sure.
United, bro.
It has to.
If this happened somewhere else, maybe you could be like, "Nah, wait, I'm gonna go to a different club and show you what the hell I'm about." But being that it's United, like, and everyone says it. This is United we're talking about, like, bro.
Like, where do
Everyone
you go
says
after United? Is what I'm trying to say. Like, where do you like
exactly.
not in the Prem?
I mean, bro. I feel like people are starting to realize the black hole that is United. Players go there, suffer. Managers go there, suffer. There's one common denominator, and that's the board. Those are the guys that are staying there. They're not leaving. They're the ones that are making all the decisions. Things happen on a reactionary. It's not proactive. It's very reactive. We don't do it in a
Dude,
proactive sense.
yeah, there's too many last minute winners growing up. Sir Alex Ferguson made a deal with the devil, bro. That's
That
there's two, bro. Do you know how many last minute winners? The term
Yes.
Fergie time was
Yeah.
created
Holy
because of United.
Yeah.
And after watching all that and now everything that's happened, the more I think about it, yeah, there's some voodoo shit going on, bro.
Mhm.
No way
It's
Ferguson
gotta be
did
the
it.
dip. Yeah, it's gotta be.
Yeah. There's
I'm
no
here.
other answer.
Let's go. Yeah. Come on.
Running that voodoo magic, boy.
And Pogba came in with his French voodoo cousin magic, brother and all that shit.
Yeah, you go to Sir Alex's house and he's got like all the refs and like a voodoo doll. He's like freaking.
It's like there's like some hyena buried under the stadium or touchline or some shit like that. It's
Yeah, they sacrifice a goat, bro.
yeah, bro. It's even David De Gea said it. He was like, "There's a curse at United." Straight
I
up.
mean, yeah. And they disrespected him too. Of all
Bro.
the goalkeepers, they
The
disrespected.
way he
Crazy.
got ousted for Onana. This is what I'm saying, bro. This
Yeah.
board is stupid.
The direction is questionable for sure.
Bro.
It's not even
at
that,
least
bro. Like, I'm
Onana-
not gonna lie, Onana, he got to the Champions League final. He performed well. Like, when you guys signed him, it wasn't like a crazy signing. It was like, oh damn, they got a good keeper.
But same thing with Amorim too, bro.
Right? Literally, that's
Bro.
that's why I feel like it's a curse because these signings, some of them kind of make sense, and when you sign them, you're like, oh man, this could actually really work out for them, and it never does.
And you're like half like I was like, yo, I would take Amorim. Like before he actually signed, I was like, yeah, he seems like a good coach. Like that'd be a good signing. But
Bro, I feel like he's gonna go to the next club and actually do well. Yeah, and then United's gonna play him, and then he's gonna box United out.
what league would you pick for him next after he takes his vacation on the island?
I feel
Spanish.
like La Liga, yeah, Espanol,
I feel like
La Liga
yeah.
would be perfect for him. The fans
You
would
should
love
go to
him.
Villarreal, bro. That would be
Low key, I was gonna say Villarreal.
Villarreal.
That's like a perfect medium.
push for European spots.
Out there, the media isn't as toxic. There is still a hierarchy and everything, but you get a little bit more leeway in time. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
I feel like the Spanish media is just as toxic, but they only focus on two clubs.
Yeah,
That's the difference.
Yeah.
Maybe 3, depending on how Atletico's doing.
But like the toxic stuff.
Yeah.
Where it's like that. It's always.
Bro, but this managerial crisis is throwing that entire Barcelona, referee. Like I've been seeing a whole lot of news and everything about referees in Barcelona and like news coming back, cases.
But this
coming
came
back.
out last year, dude. That's the thing. The Nigeria craze.
Yeah.
Yeah, it came out
So
last year.
it's like something's brewing there. What it's not very clear, or
You know who I could see managing United, and just off personality, I don't know if it'll make a good sense, but Simeone.
Yeah, I can see it too.
He's got a strong enough personality. Oh, we said the same thing about Mourinho.
I can see.
No, I agree. Just real quick before we move on, bro. So actually, on that point, do you know why this all came out? The payments to the ref. So they had already uncovered the payments to the ref like a year or two before.
A couple years ago, I remember.
So they've known about this. The Liga's known about it. The clubs have known about it, but it never came out. The only reason it came out is the refs didn't pay tax on the payments. So the government got involved and was like, why aren't you paying tax on these payments? And then people were like, what payments? So they tracked the payments, and they're payments from Barca. That makes me feel like it's even more shady, where it's like you knew about this, but it only was the tax. You know what I mean? That makes
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more like
and it was through a filter that it was caught at, and it was like,
it makes it so much more shady in my mind, dude.
Yeah.
Let's get back to
Swamp
the predictions.
Yeah, let's do this.
Sorry, you guys go for Tottenham Bournemouth. Let me know what you think.
2-2.
1-1.
Yeah. I'm going to say 2-0 Tottenham. They need a win to get back up. 13th place. You got to separate.
Bro, like the last 3 weeks, if we got a win, we'd be in 7th place or like something ridiculous.
Yeah, man. You gotta. Yeah. All right. Fulham, Chelsea. Come on. West London derby.
Come on.
It's still it's not the new guy yet, right? It's still a little
Yeah.
Lucky Charms. dog. What's his name? Merlin
Academy coach.
Gala McFarlane or something like that.
McFarlane. He wants to go back down there bad. Like
He did his thing with
Bro,
City.
did you see him on the outside and then Reece James had to like bring him into like
yeah.
He's just like sitting on the outside. They're like, bro, come on, like you
The
just
stage is too big for him. I think
Yeah.
he's too nervous.
Shout him out. He actually made the right subs. He did the right thing. So
I'm gonna say 1-1.
I'm gonna say one.
I don't think that this thing really rattles Chelsea the results. So I'm gonna go 2-1 Chelsea just because I feel like they're not
I'll go
like
the same. I agree.
like every other club would be like rattled by their players, but Chelsea just like it doesn't seem to rattle them.
It was Rattle's fucking Cole Palmer, bro, is playing like trash.
Yeah,
Well,
what?
I mean, he hasn't been good since 2024. If we're being honest.
He did well at the end of last season. There was a point in for most parts of last season where he was bad. I'll definitely give you that. But then towards the end, he picked it up, and then obviously in the finals he did well. But nah, he's been terrible this season. Terrible. But yeah, 1-0 Chelsea. Anyway, back to actual question.
All right, Burnley.
Wait,
United.
who's your manager, Barat? Do we know yet?
Fletcher.
For this game? It's gonna be Darren Fletcher. 5-time.
Yo, Mike, why did you laugh?
He's a 5-time Premier League.
That just made me
Why
laugh.
Why you laughing, bro?
Yeah, Darren Fletcher literally gonna put both his sons on the bench, bro.
Both his sons on the team,
That's
bro.
jokes.
No, but hopefully I expect to see Kobe Mainu. I don't know how he's doing, but man, I don't know what type of voodoo shit it is that all the AFCON players got to go away, and the only time Kobe Mainu probably has a chance to play in the team, this guy gets injured. There's some crazy shit going on.
Yeah,
I saw Manu like a post that was like, Amorim hires all his best friends as coaching staff, and they all get this big payout when they leave, or something along those lines. And I was like, man, this guy fucking hates Amorim, bro.
I bet, man.
his sister was supposed to
now,
too.
and I scored the game winner for the FA Cup under Eric Ten Hag, and I was actually doing well for England. I have a little bit of chest in me as well, Like, who's this Abrigado guy that just came in and telling me not to sit on the bench and shit, But
Would you say?
You gotta wonder how
bounce.
Dallo feels, bro. His cousin just dipped, yo.
Yeah, dude.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
and Bruno. What are we saying?
Yeah, true.
And they're all Portuguese. But anyways, Burnley United, I'm saying 2-1 United.
That's
We're
mine.
winning. Oh, that's yours. Sorry. Shit. Yeah. I don't know.
This is your first game without, because you guys still play. Yeah, this is your first game without Amorim.
Yeah, because the last 2 games we drew.
Yeah.
Lucky.
I think you're still gonna draw. I'm not gonna. I think it's gonna be 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1 Sunday.
I'll do the same. Bro, after this weekend, I was like, I should just predict everything 1-1.
Like,
Honestly, bro.
This entire last 2 weeks,
See,
every 1-1 prediction was right.
The first, what's it called? The first game of the year was all ties. There was no wins. For the first weekend or whatever.
Arsenal, Liverpool. That's a tough one.
Come on, Liverpool.
I'll go 2-0 Arsenal. I'll kick it off with that.
I'm gonna
hit him with the draw still 2-2.
Yeah. I'm gonna go 2-1. I'm going 2-1 Liverpool.
It's at the Emirates. Liverpool.
It is.
It's at the Emirates, bro. I'm seeing. I already sense a early Gabriel Magalhaes fucking header, right? Some funny shit where they back into the keeper.
Mourinho header off Declan Rice. I mean, yeah, they have their whole squad, so I don't see them losing. But I'm gonna I'm gonna hope that they do. I'm gonna go 2-1 Liverpool.
2-1 Liverpool.
Yeah.
I want Liverpool to win, bro. You know what? I'm gonna do 1-0 Liverpool. it's going to be a defensive battle. Come on, Vets.
But
Come
how am I
on.
the only one predicting a loss? I'm the Liverpool fan here. Don't make me look bad. Be
we're all just
realistic. There,
I mean, this is like the
They're-
last chance though for like
You're not
Arsenal to try
you're not
points.
voting for Liverpool because you think that we want them to win. It's just because we don't
We
want
want Arsenal to go
Arsenal.
down.
Yeah.
no, but it's the faith. It's faith. How do you have more faith in my team than I? You know what I mean? Like as a fan, how do I have so little faith?
We don't. We have more hope.
Yeah, bro.
Okay, fair enough. I can buy into that. I can buy into that.
We just don't want to face the truth.
Real though. Almost going on 2 hours here. All right, well, that's all for this match week or funeral review, we'll call it. Thank you for coming to yet another informed session brought to you by Touchwater Productions. I'm your host. They call me Marcus. We got Potts, we got Wrath on the beat, we got Steve-O, and we're all injured. So hopefully by next week we'll be back to our smiling selves. But we'll definitely be back next week. So don't forget to tune in, like, subscribe, drop a comment, and let me know what team you support. That's all, folks.